if children choose football, we are duty bound to make sure that love of the game keeps burning bright for years and years and years. And I think if their first experiences are really positive and memorable, that long-term engagement is likely to happen. Whereas because children, their attitudes and dispositions are formed very early on in life, if they get the wrong experiences through football, they're going to choose, quite rightly, to do something else. So if they choose us, it has to be the best experience that we can provide for them. It is as simple as you've got to create something so special that all of those children are knocking the door down and saying, are we playing again next season? That for me is success. It's not winning the league. It's not, thumping everybody 6-0. It's actually saying, you choose football, this is going to be great. And I'm going to learn how to provide all those relevant experiences for you. If you smile a lot, if you're kind, if you're patient, if you're empathetic, and you really try to understand how difficult it is for a young child to learn all these complex things that would allow them to be successful at football, if they get that from you, then you're on a really solid base for anything that you want to teach them in the future. So it is really those personal qualities of kindness and patience and empathy. The rest, from a footballing perspective, you can build and develop and learn about as you go along. But if you haven't got that as a starting point, the kids are really not going to connect with you. And if they don't connect with you, you haven't really got a chance to teach them anything, because it's going to be a bit of a battleground. Rather than go to Barcelona's, favorite 20 rondos or whatever, and bore the kids rigid, give them the game. So if we present in your coaching sessions and in the opportunities that they get to play against other children, if we give them the game back, and when I say the game, smaller formats of the game, that will help them develop and understand about the most complex invasion game that you have, more complex than rugby, because we're using our feet rather than our hands. And when you're young, your hands are a little bit more secure. We're asking kids to control and pass and move with this ball. And that takes time. So if we give the kids the game back, we're going to win on two counts. As coaches, we're going to be less stressful because we can just put on 2v2, 3v3 or 4v4 practices. And then the match days, instead of it being match of the day or the World Cup final every week, where adults' behaviour can, let them down, we have a match day that is a celebration of kids coming and playing football.
Yeah. And
so if that changes on a weekend to say there isn't just one match where everything depends on it, we're going to bring a group of kids together and we're just going to play as many games against each other as we can. And competition can be a really healthy place to be, but not if the adults surrounding it don't know how to manage competition effectively and deal with, winning, losing, playing well, not playing well. If the adults involved are not good at dealing with those kind of things, they can't be the kind of role models that we want the kids to grow up to be. So losing with dignity and respect and sportsmanship is a real lesson that we can use football to help kids learn about and to become good at. The coaches must accept that mistakes are going to happen. That's an absolute given when you're working at all ages. I watched the Premier League game yesterday and there were mistakes. Yeah. So if you can't deal with that effectively, then it's not going to be a great place for your young players to be. So we have to learn how to be an effective coach, and part of that is not just the football bit. It's about how we develop young people using football because they love it. When you say it's non-competitive, the children playing will be competitive. They will want to do well. They will want to win. I think the non-competitive message is really to the adults surrounding the pitch, in that it should be an environment of encouragement, of support, of praise, that encourages the children to really do their best. And I think if you can create that kind of environment, you can manage that competitive nature of the game that the kids will naturally bring. Yeah. So we have got such a responsibility as the parents, the adults, the coaches involved in it, to make sure that we present this game that we all love in the best possible way. And that's not, it's not like going to war. It's not like it's a battle. And we use all of these like terms. We even use the terms training camps, and drills and all. So we've got a language that surrounds it. And I think that almost, it tricks us into thinking, we are going to war when actually we're just going to get a group of children who really love this game. And it's up to us to provide them with a brilliant opportunity to express themselves and to learn how to play, be competitive, and to get better. We have to enter their world rather than drag them kicking and screaming into our football world, if you like.
Yeah,